Now, next is phoneme substitution. What do you think? Phoneme deletion we have, phoneme addition. Now, substitution. So,
Replace.
yes, when we play game or match, say suppose in basketball match, we
Instead
have,
of
yes, some sort of extra players are kept as substitutes, isn't it? What do
yes,
we call them? Substitutes. Even in football match,
substitute.
substitutes, isn't it? So when the main player, they are tired in a way, you can in a way change, right? So they stay as substitutes. So phoneme substitution. So I think that will make it clear what happens here. Okay. Substituting one phoneme for another to make a new word. Okay. For example, the word is find. If we change to k, what's the new word?
Kind.
Good. It's kind. Right. So what happens here? What we have done here is we have substituted the first phoneme, isn't it? So the letter here is F. The sound is, I don't know if you are able to hear or not. To,
Yes, ma'am.
so what we get is kind.
Kind.
Right? Okay. The word is man. If we change, now this one, the last one, right? The last phoneme, we have manipulated the last phoneme. If we change to p, what's the new word?
Pen.
Hmm?
Pen.
Map. Map.
Map. Map.
Okay. If we change, so the first one was, you can say, phoneme substitution. The first phoneme is substituted, right? The second one, we have substituted the last phoneme. Okay, we have changed to p. So it becomes map,
Map.
right?
Map.
So when you have this, as teachers, we always look for, you can say, the sort of teachable moments where you can tell your children. Okay, so right now I just got one here. When I was saying this, the word is man. So when you tell or teach, this nothing to do with the session that I'm telling you, but it just happened to come in my mind. The word is man. Okay, all of you know the plural form, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so have you ever noticed children sometimes pronounce these two words as same?
Yes.
Does your children do that or not?
Man.
Yes. They pronounce the same.
Yes. So I got this teachable moment here, and then I'm just making you think about that, right? Man, men,
Man.
isn't it?
Man.
This is
Man.
Man.
man,
Man.
Man. Man.
men.
Man.
Men.
Man.
Okay, you see the difference? Man, men.
Man.
Yes.
Men.
Man.
In the
Man.
same way, you
Men.
have
Woman. Woman.
Man. Men.
Woman. Woman. Woman.
yes. What's the difference?
Woman, women.
Woman.
Long A and what's short A.
The pronunciation is different.
And
Okay. Woman. Here it's women.
woman.
Women.
Woman.
Oh,
Women.
women. Women. Yeah.
Okay. The pronunciation is different. Okay, women. Man, men, woman, women.
Women. Women.
So whenever you find, okay, like the way we pronounce
Men,
the and
men.
the and man and man.
Women.
So this
Women.
all of a sudden this was not something that I planned to do that. So this is a sort of a teachable moment where I just wanted to discuss this, just occurred to me. So as teachers, So such moments happen, right? And there you need to just tell your children, okay, this is how it is pronounced, its words. Okay, clear? Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
phoneme substitution, when you can say substitute one phoneme for another, and then we get a new word. Okay, find, kind, man, map. Okay. So what phonemic awareness instruction does to your children is it helps children learn to read, helps children learn to spell, helps improve children's reading comprehension. Okay, see, when a child is not able to read a word, how can he read a sentence? Okay, when a child is not able to read a sentence, so comprehending the passage is beyond his reach, isn't it? So it's very important that you involve your children in such, you can say, activities where your children learn to kind of blend and manipulate the phonemes to produce, decode the word, okay? And then they know how to read, okay? It also helps in spelling. Phonemic awareness instruction is most effective when children are taught to manipulate phonemes by using letters of the alphabet. Okay, so when children are taught to manipulate phonemes by using letters of the alphabet. So though we are discussing this, okay, and whatever we are right now doing becomes very important when your children starts learning English for the first time. And this one is also helpful for children who have learned English, but they are struggling readers. They are not able to identify the letters. They're not able to identify the sounds, okay? So because discussing with teachers, okay, on individual level also, I have come across, you can say, this problem to be kind of common in most of the teachers, okay? Children struggling as readers, not able to read, okay? When it focuses on only one or two types of phoneme manipulation rather than several. So we have a lot of activities here, isn't it? We have phoneme blending, addition, deletion, substitution, segmentation, categorization, isolation, identification, isn't it? There are so many, you can say, ways in which phonemes are manipulated. But if you teach all this together, your children will be confused. Okay, so you can focus on just one or two type, and then gradually you can add on. Okay, so when it is most effective is when you can say phoneme manipulation is done just using, you can say, one or two types of manipulation is, you can say, implemented in class. When you make your children do only one or two types. Okay, not that, oh, there are so many. Right now, I have, in a way, discussed all this to help you understand, yes, there are different ways of phoneme manipulation. Okay. And yeah, this is also one question many, you can say, teachers ask, like some of the activities are, you can say, effective when it is done as a whole class. Some as, you can say, one-to-one basis, right? And some as small group. So this one, phonemic awareness instruction is most effective with small group rather than individual or whole class. Okay, let me just ask you, why do you think this one is more effective with small group rather than individual? Whole class. Okay, whole class you can easily see. Why this is,
Every
yeah.
individual will get
Mm-hmm,
opportunity to say the sound with the letter.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If you do in a small group.
Okay, so if then you can do that in as individual as well, but it says small group. Doing in small group is more effective than individual. Why?
Yeah,
Why do you think so?
sometimes children learn from their peers.
Very good. Okay. So this is what happens. Whole class, it's very difficult to pay attention to, right? Say, suppose in a small group of maybe 3 or 4 students, so the child who may be, you can say, a little, who may be struggling, okay, regarding the phonemic skills, he or she will get to listen to his peer, her peer, right? Produce the sound. Okay, when the teacher tells. So as individuals, see, when the child is not at all aware of, so it's very, you can say, difficult for that child to take part in that activity, isn't it? For him or her, it may be a little, you can say, humiliating, not being able to produce the sound, because sometimes children take these things, you can say, in that way, right? They feel like they get disheartened. So all my friends are able to do that, I'm not able to do. But when they work in small group, they hear his, or you can say, their friend, their peer saying the sound, and then they get to learn from their peer as well, isn't it? Not just the teacher. Okay? And so there is advantage of not just learning from the teacher, but from their peers. So as a whole class, it would be difficult to concentrate or focus on sound, isn't it? So small group is more effective for phonemic awareness.